Anyway, her exploration is just brilliant at 65, but her fatigue is getting very high. So let's see what we found. Oh. Okay. Greetings guys and gals and fellow gamers, this is Games for Kicks and welcome to Dead in Bermuda. We are in day 2, we finished the day 1 tutorial and this is very exciting right now. We have everything under control. No, we're not. So on the last day, what we did is we assigned people to their tasks, which we have to do again today, and we see, and we have to see how everybody's doing. Now, so if we look at Alejandro, he's doing all right. His depression is not the best, so we probably should bring him down to the fire if we can. But let's see how Yuri is doing, because he's the guy that's supposed to be scavenging, and his depression has actually gone down. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap him out with Alejandro, and this is very important, okay? What I did a big mistake before when I played this, yeah? I actually thought it's only 20%. Let them go to 40, 50, 60%. It doesn't matter, you know? I mean, I always thought, well, there is a certain level of depression and a certain level of hunger and a certain level of fatigue you're gonna have to live with day in, day out when you're actually in these situations. You're never gonna be 100%. But the problem you run into then is like letting them get too high all at the same time, which I did, was that you don't get enough time then to lower it, because lowering the statistics takes actually twice as long nearly as for them to raise. Like, of course, it's easier to get depressed than undepressed and whatever the opposite is. So, and the same with fatigue. And that's when I ended up not being able to gather for food, and things went from bad to worse and everybody died. So what you have to try to do is always have at least one person that can do another person's job in a good condition, in a way. Okay, so you have to alternate people. While you specialize certain people in certain things, it's also good to alternate. Now she, for example, does not need to sit by the fire only to talk to Alejandro. So she has to go back to something, and probably it should be exploration. Now let me see. She actually has a fatigue now of 25, Alice does. So let's get Alice down here and let's let Alice talk to Alejandro. Now they get on, they have over 3 hearts, and I don't know actually if they're gonna fall in love if they have full hearts or not, but I don't know. She's already married, so she shouldn't really be having these type of thoughts. Now Julia is getting to a higher depression point, but her fatigue is still low. Ileana is brilliant at her job, because remember when we looked at Ileana's information that we oh, she has actually very bad traits. I didn't go through all the traits last time. I only talked about the traits of the people. Ooh, her knowledge skill progresses slower, and she hates sports, so that's fine. Okay, they're negative traits can live with, but luckily she already has very good knowledge. So you see, as you use tasks for certain statistics, they get raised. So for example, intelligence and knowledge is used when you do research. So you can see her intelligence gains a lot more experience per go than her knowledge because of her bad trait. But that's fine, because she's already at 60 here and 80. So I mean, look at her, she already gets a +6% to knowledge based action efficiency, which is brilliant. Yeah. So you see the modified value is actually 55, because she's -5 due to depression and fatigue. Now you can raise people's constitution, which basically let me see actually if you, is there anything, this says fatigue increases to when exploring, gathering, harvesting and hunting. So what is the one that is for, is there something then where you can say it lowers fatigue when you do something else, like the knowledge thing? Let me see. Oh, there we go. It's intelligence. Yeah, intelligence basically makes sure that your fatigue is not going up as much, you know, when you do that. And her intelligence is really high. Meanwhile, the problem is with Julia. The reason I put Julia there, if you haven't watched the last episode, is because Julia is actually her stepmom. Okay, she married her dad, but they don't get on. So I kind of make them work together, that hopefully they sort their shit out, you know, and get into it. So her knowledge is really bad, but her intelligence is quite good. And she is a bodybuilder. Wow, her strength skill is progressing faster than ever, and she's a thief. She has a thief trait, so her skill levels are really, really good. So she actually has all the best traits to make her one of our searchers. You know, when you go out into the map and try to search items. So I show you now, but the problem is she has a very low scavenging skill. So, which just brings us to the next point. On the map we found a new area. Oh, it's a net. Okay. Let's see, inspect. Your nose is bleeding because of the smell of whatever is inside the fisherman's basket. Well, we're gonna have to search it anyway, because we need everything we can. So you can see Juliana would be brilliant from the fighting perspective, because she gets injured less when she gets attacked, and her stealth is really, really high. But we also want somebody with scavenging. So again, we're gonna have to, sorry Alejandro, I'm gonna have to pick you, because even your stealth skill is probably the next highest to the required scavenging skill. We're gonna have to raise the scavenging skill of Jacob or something, or the stealth skill of Yuri. Well, his fighting is very strong, actually. His fighting is as strong as Alejandro, so I think for the sake of... he's already at 4 injury, though. Okay, let's use Alejandro again. That worked out well last time. Let's see what the skill check for stealth does. Success at 37%, wow. You almost faint from the smell, but you managed to loot something from the fisherman basket. We got a basket and 9 fresh fish. I'm not quite sure why it smelled so bad then. And I don't know if I would eat the fish that comes out of it. Now, basically, currently our objective over here is to explore around the camp to reach the jungle. So what it wants us to do is actually get into the jungle on the map. You can see the trees here. So what we're going to do is, as I said last time, for the people who haven't watched the first episode, I would recommend you going back, because it actually goes through a lot of the basics, yeah? We can click on the jungle and actually say, oh, I want you to research here, explore here and here and here and here first. But the problem is, in the moment, there's only one field in one direction until you get to about here. So we can leave it at random discovery. It doesn't really make a difference. So if you don't select anything, they go randomly. So in the moment, you can see here, they were told to go to beach 4.9. If I wouldn't have that selected, it would say random, you know, or something like that. Anyway, she's very good at exploring. We have Alice now taking a break with Alejandro. These two guys are doing all right. She's doing great. These two guys are doing great. And Yuri is doing even more great. So absolutely awesome. Let's get past the first half of the day and see what happens. 7 wood. Very good, Yuri. That's good. 3 tasty meals and 2 meals. That is nice. And his depression went up to 20, which is acceptable still. Of course, there's dead bodies on the plane, so his crafting is going up. You could click with the mouse to make this go really, really fast if you want to speed play through it. No, I don't, but his strength went up, which is good. And the 2 guys are getting on. That's lovely to see that the guys are getting on. Especially for Jacob, because he's a bit of a weirdo. Like, I mean, look at this. Oh, -7. Oh, they only had +6 last time. That's tough. But I'm sure again they can sort it out. Oh, she has a new trait discovered. Awesome. Discussion skill progress is faster by 2. That is really good. Now, Alice is kind of a catch-22 character. She's very good most of the time when you play the game with discussions, and she's very good in making people feel good about themselves. Like, she'd say, oh no, everything's good and you're doing great. But then she has that real... you could even say sinister way about her, where she makes these really weird comments. Oh, +14, that's awesome. Where... you just find it weird that you even would say that, you know, but you'll see that later. It's amazing, the stuff she comes out with. So here you can see random area, it says, but we just uncovered a new area, so let's actually check it out. And it's a crate. Wow, okay. Let's inspect the crate. A crate made of wood. It may contain something valuable, as well as being the lair of some strange animal with pointed teeth. Well, who do we like least? Julia, would you like to put your hand into this? Or Jacob? Let me see. Let's search it. And again, we're gonna this time use somebody with a bit of a higher stealth and less scavenging skills, because it is just... she has very high fighting and stealth skill. And right now we want to prevent any more injury, so... let's sacrifice the stealth skill. Very good. The scavenging skill. You pry open the crate and search for something useful. Oh, coffees. Brilliant. And spices. Now, that wasn't too bad. 1 medicinal plant. That was actually quite good. Now, what we want to do, though, we want to scavenge some wood. And this is where the scavenging skill is very, very important. Now, I'm going to have to take him because I want the most wood. However, I know his stealth is absolutely shit and he'll probably get attacked. But we still have some tablets left, so hopefully that will sort that out. It failed, and oh, he got bitten in the balls by a snake. Right in the hiney balls. No, the hiney is the backside. Ah, well, whatever. He got bitten into the tender, gyrating, jazz dancing area. You start breaking the grate and scavenging the planks forward. And 1 nail. Brilliant. Now, his fatigue went up a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm sorry about that, Yura. I had to do that to you. But you know what? Let's see who has really bad fatigue in the moment. Now you have fatigue, so what I'm gonna do for you, because you were just so awesome. Oh my god, he has an open wound. Injuries increased by an additional 1 to 5 every night. Wow, okay, so when he gets injured, you need to heal him, because otherwise it goes up. Wow. And his fatigue decreases slower. Oh my, I got really screwed over by RNG. How many people do have bad traits? Oh, okay, she's good, but like, bodybuilder thief. He's a hunter and a handyman, which is good. Okay, so that I never looked at them in the beginning. I only showed them to you, but I never really inspected them, so it was probably a mistake. Yeah, okay, social butterfly, charismatic. Okay, very good. Social butterfly as well, which is very good. Charismatic, so one of them should always talk to people that are depressed. She has bad memory and hates sport, which is okay. Up and running, so actually it's not too bad. It's just fast food lover. Cooking will progress slower. We're just not having a cook. Oh, every mental skill progresses faster. Wow, so we probably should have her actually in somewhere in here instead of exploration. So yeah, we're gonna probably, but I want Julia to actually get on with Ilyana, so I will keep them there for now. Okay, sorry, fatigue wise. We have 3 coffees, so I think we're gonna give Bob, Julia, and Jury a coffee. Because until we have beds, fatigue is kind of hard to lower through just the fire. So Bob, do you want to drink a coffee? Because you need it. And let's... Actually, you don't need... Let's give him... Yeah, let's give him the coffee. Very good. And actually, Julia, you can take a break at the fire and do a little chit-chat with this guy over there, while we send Alice back to explore and send Winters over to do the knowledge thing. So, and then we're gonna send Julia back after a while. So now you can see the hearts in the middle are going up more. These guys have to start getting on. I mean, I know he doesn't like Jacob that much. Well, then again, nobody likes Jacob. I mean, if you look at actually Jacob, he doesn't like... Well, he likes Alice, and Alex kind of gets on with Jacob, but Alice gets on with everybody. Well, luckily more with her husband. Okay, so let's continue. That is us settled. Let's go to the second part of the day. Excellent. He increased his scavenging skill. He found rope, he found wood. Tasty meals again. 3 meals, very good. 6 barely edible meals and 2 painkillers. That is... Oh, chocolate. Wow. Chocolate is very good to fight depression. I wonder why. Ah. There we go. Sleeping area added to the camp. Now everybody can rest that is suffering of fatigue. Boom. And this is what I love about this game. You build these things and they just appear, go boom, and that's it. Oh, these guys got actually on. Really good job. Good job, guys. Okay, so we need some tools to help us gather. Excellent. So, this is very important because we're gonna... Is it Ilyana that's making these problems? I don't know. Okay, we lowered fatigue. Brilliant. Oh, he's an open book. New traits are discovered faster ×2. Very good. Seeing that you only have about 1 more trait slot left, I think, or 2. And she discovered a new area. Brilliant. So you can see you actually can have 1 person here because you cannot divide 3 people into 3 different areas exploring. You can only put 1 person into, like, all 3 into the same direction. Anyway, so Alejandro wants to have a chat with Yuri. So you come from Russia. And Ilyana is your daughter. Duh. And Julia, her mother? Niet. My wife. Second one. First one dead. I assume that's how a Russian would speak. I don't know. It's... No offense. I try. Alejandro, if he's Spanish, he'd say, oh, hey, oh, hey. He would sing while he's talking. That's what the Spanish do. Like, when, anyway, the ones I met before. They have a very nice way of speaking. They always have this little... They talk with their hands, like, and it's like... It's not that they talk with their hands like a lot of other Europeans, like, you know, they actually... It's like they have an instrument in their hand, and they're waving it about. They're like one of those in the orchestra, you know, in the I forgot what he's called now, you know, the guy with the stick, and it's like, ah, la 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 la. And they always seem very... fluent, you know, in their movement and their speech. It's very fascinating to watch. I mean that in a good way. Like, I find it actually very fascinating. Anyway, so Alejandro is... Oh, sorry for your loss. She may... Why do you say sorry for your loss? Oh, he said she died. Sorry, that was me not paying attention. Sorry for your loss. She may be better up there than us down here, though. Any idiot can face a crisis. It's the day-to-day living that wears you out. It's true. Because a crisis is usually overcome at some point. But life isn't. Now you depressed Alejandro. Okay, good night. Was nice talking to you. Yuri's depression just went up by 10% and Alejandro, so they both depressed each other. Dudes, come on. Okay, I'm gonna stop with the accents like when I'm talking. I can't do them. So let's be just normal. Okay, so these guys here, we might as well eat them because they will be gone then eventually. So let's see if we can lower some of the ones that are already low, that we don't want to waste a full one of those. Actually, this one will be very good on these guys. So let's lower her a little bit. Now, this is a problem that we found fish so early because we can't cook yet. And while it gives you 8 to 12 food, the problem is also it gives you slight sickness. It's usually okay. Sickness is not that bad, to be honest, like, you know, that when it's in the low numbers, like, you know, so... But we'll see. I think that fish rots into actually something barely edible, which actually is better. Even though it gives you less because it doesn't poison you, so... Now let's see if we can lower her. And lower her a little bit more. Oh, that's lovely. And then maybe we can lower his a little bit more. Oh, that was only one. Okay, now let's see. If we give him one... Brilliant. He got the full force for that. He gets the full force. She gets the full force. She gets the full force. Absolutely lovely. Now 20 might be a bit high, but oh, she did well with 17%. That's very good. That's on the high end of the RNG. And oh, okay, we might let's see what Yuri is getting. Okay, very good. We're gonna waste that on her then. That's fine. Brilliant. So they all looked after with the hunger. Let's move on and see what happens. So the fire intensity went lower again. Water supply is at 49. We still have 5 days, 6 days actually then of water remaining. So 3 out of your 9 tasty meals have degraded into meal. 4 out of your fresh fish have degraded into barely edible stuff, which means we get less percentage but no poison, so we can just dump it onto some people and hope for the best. Alejandro is moody, Ileana is depressed and tired, but oh, he's bruised. Yuri is bruised. Oh yes, of course, I forgot. Yuri is injured, so we have to heal him. Okay, so now explore the jungle around the camp is still our mission until we get to a certain point. So let's actually see what we found last time. Oh, a machete. Pick up. Brilliant. That was it. Didn't have to use anybody for that. Now, that was lovely. If everybody would be like that, that would be just awesome. What do we have in our trunk in the moment? Very good. So this lowers depression. Ha! Surprise, surprise. Nails, eating them doesn't do any difference. So we need them probably to craft something. Oh, decreases sickness. Very good. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Yuri first before I forget that. So let's select Yuri. And let's... oh, sorry, no. Let's use an item, Yuri. Because your injury is getting out of hand. So let's cure your injury. So now you're not injured anymore and you should be okay. And you have no sickness. And your depression is radical. So I'm gonna let you have the chocolates, okay? Because you're very hard to de-depress, and I need you to stay on scavenging as much as possible, but your fatigue is getting very high, so we can take 3 people to the bed. Now let me see, fatigue 38. I would say anybody who gets to the 30s definitely has to have a nap. So okay, Yuri, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to rest then, okay? And you are full force back in the game because you are going to scavenge now while you are going to take a rest, Jacob. And Julia, you're doing alright, your fatigue is alright. So let's see, they're doing alright. Ileana, I need you to sit with Julia because you two have to sort your shit out. You just have to start getting on, okay? You have to. Simple as that. There's no two ways about it. You either start completely hating each other, in which event we can always kill Julia off. I don't know, I'm just saying that. You know, or, you know. Anyway, so let's see if we can lower his fatigue by anything. No. Okay, but we need him on crafting. He's only 26, so he's gonna take that and he's gonna swap with him. Let's see who we have on exploration. She's doing all right. She's at a 29 fatigue. So what we might actually do then is because let's Julia do some knowledge gathering then. With a very little knowledge. And no, I think it was actually right. Sorry, because depression is more important. She needs to lower her depression. Actually, yeah. Sorry, it's very hard because you kind of want to make sure you have a backup and, anyway, so let's do that. Yeah, final decision. Oh, sorry, we have very good. This is what I like about the game. It actually reminds you when you forgot to do something. We forgot to start a new crafting recipe. So gathering tools, we have just about enough wood, I think, to do the gathering tools upgrade, which is brilliant. So we're gonna start doing that because we only have about 4 days of resources left here, and then we are screwed. So let's move on. Oh, +1 scavenging, very good. 2 wood, 1 rope. You see, that gets less now as well because the plane is starting to running out of resources. His depression went up a little bit, that's fine. Let's see how you're doing with crafting. -15 wood, -5 rope. The machete and the axe, very good. Oh, you got 24% through, your strength increased, and you leveled up. Very, very good. Now, what I want obviously him to do is get less fatigue as he's crafting, so we might have to raise that a certain level. So let's see. Please get on, girls. Bloody hell, she's one negative trait after the other. The RNG gods are not good to me. +7. Love this, love this. Very good, girls. Very good to see you get on. This is what I don't understand on this game, yeah? That their relationship status increases or decreases when they're asleep. How do you sleep that your relationship status decreases? I don't know, was a foot in the other person's mouth? Anyway, her exploration is just brilliant at 65, but her fatigue is getting very high. So let's see what we found. Oh. Okay. A crazy old geezer. Let's inspect. A strange old fella is sitting right there in front of you in a meditating stance. He seems to be as alive as a rock and doesn't seem to have noticed you. Or he doesn't care. You notice his pale blue skin and charred long beard. You can't shake the idea of a defrosted crazy Santa. So if Santa ever gets lost somewhere in Bermuda, that's what he would look like. Oh, where's his little elf friends? He probably cooked and ate them, and that's how he burned his beard. Okay, so let's search. Okay, so we need somebody who's very good at the whole searching thing. I think we're going to use Jacob for stealth. Nice. The old guy scavenged rusty antennas and steel pikes, but they won't budge. Behind him you find some bottles full of translucent liquid. Okay, you find a dude alone in the forest and you find translucent liquid in bottles beside him. I would think all sorts of weird of that. Yeah, let's call it healing water. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, talk. Now, we need somebody who's very good at talking. There's no doubt about it. It has to be Alice. But let me see. She's very good as well, actually, and she has a high stealth. And we don't use them very often, so let's yeah, let's lose Liliana, actually. Okay, a human being, so we're not alone on this damn island. With great expectations you try to speak to the old geezer. You even scream at him, but nothing will do. He won't budge, a charred finger. With your high hopes torn to pieces, you leave him behind thinking about what you will say to your comrades when the guy starts muttering a litany of random gibberish words. Try to communicate, discussion, 56% chance. Hit him on the head, 49% chance. Okay, let's try to talk to him before we assault him. Okay, that was a success. After spending time trying, you fail to understand one single word coming from his mouth. But then, you start to grasp a way to communicate with him. You sit next to him in the same position and close your eyes. You try to make one with the river of words, and they are now gently flowing into your head one by one, caressing your mind. Like possessed by a higher force, you dive into a sea of words into your mind, reach the bottom and pick up 3 shells. On the shells you see the words written in blood in an unknown language, yet you understand them. You get out of your hypnotic trance with the words prophecy, find, and love dancing in your head. effect. Iliana's intelligence skill went from 80 to 85 and her knowledge skill from 60 to 65 and her depression went down to 0. Now that was very good. It's always good to see people getting an increase in statistics. Now, we have no further ability to talk to him. If we actually decide to talk to him again, he has nothing to say, so there you go. But we can inspect him. Did anything change? No, he still looks like an underweight Santa. Alright, let's... He leveled up. Brilliant. Now, he's our crafting guy. Okay, what I want to now know is like, he's our utility guy, yeah? His crafting skill basically determines his crafting efficiency. But is there anything that lowers the fatigue he suffers from crafting? Let me see. Exploring, gathering, harvesting, hunting, cooking, drying meals, and crafting. Yes. So, he already has a minus 9% to crafting skill. So he actually already gets a very low fatigue. So what I think would be good is to actually increase the speed in which we can craft then in that case. So let's go up to 45 in that, which means we have our penalty gone then. So what I want to do is get high enough. I think we have to go to 50 to remove our penalty completely. Very good. And then our strength determines the rest. So that is very good. So his relationships are going well. Jacob, he's just gonna have to improve them. End of story. So let me see. His fatigue is 33, so we might actually have to remove him now and replace him with Jacob. So Jacob, you're gonna have to go there, and you have to go for sleep. Now he's still depressed and slightly fatigued. So let's have a chat now. When they're lower, you can have a chat. Okay, and she's only fatigued by 20, so. Let these two let all three of them have a good chat. No, we put her back. She's fatigued at 20 and we have 25 here, so let's what are her depression levels? Only 8. Okay, so let her have a rest. Better be overzealous. So let her have a rest as well. Oh, she didn't drop. My apologies. Let's go over here. Okay, let her have a rest as well. And then we have nobody to explore. Why don't we have these two guys talk and then have Ilana explore? Julia explore. I think that would be the best port of call. Yeah, because she is she's alright. Alright, okay, so let's do that, and actually let's call the episode here. So we're gonna see what's happening in the next coming day or days, and we're gonna call it here. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, if you did enjoy this episode, kick the like button in the arse like the gaming ninjas you are, and leave any comments or suggestions for other games or anything you've seen lately, you know, preferably games that might not even be on Steam, like Factorio, for example, like, you know, that are actually relatively new. Now, I'm not going to put Factorio on my channel because I'm actually really bad at it, but I do play it. So, yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I hope I see you guys in the next video. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, have a look around. Maybe you see anything you like, and I can see you soon in the home of the G4K Ninjas. Until then, viel Spaß and happy gaming.